One person is rich and another person is poor, but can the barricades of financial instability give birth to true love? How rich should you be to own an anime girl? Today we'll be answering those questions and seeing 10 rich-poor romance animes everyone should watch. Here we go! 10. Hakushaku to Yusai.
大体あなた、本当に青木市伯爵の子孫なの？あなたにも妖精が見えるのかしら？でなきゃ自分の領地に行けないもん。
そう。先祖が持っていた力を僕は持っていない。
Don't we all love fairies? Not the evil kind you find in shows like Berserk, the good ones you see in fairy tales. This time, our fairy is the poor girl, and our count is the rich guy. So why does our rich guy take an interest in fairies? Turns out this blonde guy needs to learn more about fairy lore, and the best person to learn that from is Lydia, a fairy doctor. So she decides to serve under him, and our rich guy becomes her master. I know master and servant relationships aren't very original, but Earl and Fairy definitely deserves the top spot when it comes to anime of this niche. You can clearly see the logic and ideals behind these characters, and you can tell why they fall in love with each other, which if you haven't realized is not something many modern romance anime writers think about. 9. Nakaimo.
こそこそ覗いて何が目的だ。
そんなの決まってるじゃない。お兄ちゃんのことが気になるからよ。
Welcome to the romance anime version of Among Us. There are 5 girls, but which of them is our main character's half-sister? Should we call an emergency meeting and bring in Sherlock Holmes to analyze the clues? Even though in real life it may be easier to find out your half-sister in anime, it can turn into a game of who is the sister, because every anime girl looks exactly the same with different personalities. Our main character is the regular rich bastard who just owned his father's company and needs to find a bride. Since this is anime we're speaking about, going to the moon and coming back is going to be easier than finding a bride. But things get even worse when our main character has to choose between 5 girls. Don't worry, this is not going to go much into the harem route. 8. Skip beat.
お前、でかい声で呼ぶな。
私は
近所に気づかれたらどうすんだよ。
To this day, Skip Beat is one of the best written romance shows I've ever watched, and the reason it's in number 8 is because of the niche I'm speaking about. Otherwise, it would be in my number 1. It is a revenge story. Not the good old, I'm gonna kill him revenge story, but the good old, I'm going to rise above you and look down on you revenge story. The characters feel very dynamic and not some people who can be easily fitted into the usual character cliches. And one of my favorite facts about this show is the female lead. Our girl Kyoko Megami definitely knows how to turn the tables, kick tragedy in the ass, and rise up in the ranks to take revenge on the guy who treated her like garbage. It has only 25 episodes, so make sure to give it a watch. 7. Showman Sample.
愛子さん。
おい、なんだよ。
This time our main character is the lab experiment. That's right, and the ones who are experimenting on him are the girls. So what's this story about? There's one all-girls school, and all the girls barely know anything about the outside world. Seem familiar? Wait, it gets even more familiar. So these girls bring in a boy so they could learn about the outside world from him. Now to stop being the lab experiment for all the girls in the school, this boy says he has a fetish for muscles. Now I know the premise of this show is going to throw many off, but if there's one thing you should go for, it's the comedy. It's the good old average high school boy and rich girl school trope done right. And if you are finished with the original 12 episodes, then make sure to watch the extra 6 specials as well. Number 6. Special A.
意外と可愛いもんだな。
気をつけろ。他のやつと違って、こいつは素早い。
先に。
Who is more special? Is it the cool girl who can do everything, or is it the boy who looks cool while doing everything? Yup, Special A is one of those love stories where 2 love rivals have to kill each other to see who's better. When I said kill each other, I didn't mean killing each other with actual knives and blades. They want to see who is better. This time the love story is between Hikari and Kei, who are rivals when it comes to everything. The relationship between the 2 characters might not feel developed. Since this is a shoujo anime, there will be a lot of shoujo elements repeating in the story, but the rivalry between the main characters can keep you hooked. The animation may be a bit old compared to modern romance anime, but who needs animation when you get to see true love? 5. Vampire Night.
血の香りによって正気を失ったか。
Do you need the anime version of Twilight? Then wait no more. Vampire Knight has got your back because it's about vampires and, knights. Come on, you should know that by reading the title. Now, this academy is special. It is divided into two classes, the day class and the night class. There is also the disciplinary committee, which is led by our two main protagonists, the cheerful Yuki Cross and the gruff Zero Kiryu, who maintain order and peace between the two classes. So all is good, right? Not exactly. The problem is that the night class actually hides a darker secret. They are vampires. The day class has no clue about this, so it is a secret unique to the night class. To make things more interesting, the leader of the night class is Kaname, whom Yuki has a history with. If you need a rich-poor romance with vampires, then this is the show for you. 4. Tsubasa Chronicle. If you need some supernatural elements, parallel worlds, girls suddenly sprouting out wings, then this will be the perfect romance show for you. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle follows a boy named Sairan who finds her childhood friend, Princess Sakura, making an appearance at an excavation site with mysterious wings on her back. When the wings disperse into many feathers and disappear, he figures out that she lost her memory because of it, and now it's up to him to restore her memory. The premise may be something done a million times, but Tsubasa Chronicles knows how to take some good character templates, change a few personalities and appearances here and there, and then give us one hell of a fantasy showdown. Oh, and don't forget the soundtrack is done by Yuki Kajira. You know you can expect something epic when she's involved. 3. Art.
お嬢様、なんてはしたない。
You know what anime is missing? Art. By art, I don't mean the art in the animation, I mean animation about art. Art is the daughter of a French nobleman who is doomed to be married. I am saying doomed because if she gets married, she'll have to eventually give up on her passion, drawing. In her search for a way to escape, she meets Leo, another artist who takes art as her apprentice. But although ironic as it seems, Art falls in love with Leo and now is struggling whether or not to give up her passion. Again, Art belongs to the category of slice of life anime, so it's going to have much of a slow pace rather than most other anime on this list, but don't worry, it has some top-notch character writing. 2. Hayate Combat Butler.
持ち主である3000円投げに1円残らず全額返せ。あ、はい、もちろん。絶対ビタ一も負けてやらないんだからな。
I talk about this in a few of my previous videos as well, but when speaking about those rich-poor romance animes, you cannot forget the tragedy of Hayate. This guy falls to the lowest of the low in terms of money in the first episode, and there's only one rich tsundere to save him. Like I said, this show has tons and tons of filler. Hayate, the combat butler, is the master of filler episodes, and when you finish watching the first season and move on to the second, you'll see some of the characters completely skipping events that had happened before. That's because the first season had a lot of filler arcs, and from the second season onward, they decided to follow the manga. There are also other girls joining in later on in the season, but remember the tsundere somehow triumphed all of them. 1. Oran High School Host Club.
お兄ちゃん大丈夫？
あのバカ殺す。
And to top it all, we have Oran High School Host Club, because you can't ever tell me a better romance anime that balances the comedy, the romance, and all those rich-poor struggles better than Oran. The anime follows the adventures of Haruhi, who accidentally breaks a vase in the host club room, and later joins the club in order to repay the debt. The host club is a boys' club that serves as enjoyment for the girls in the school, and it is filled with characters of bizarre and weird personalities that you'll immediately fall in love with. The anime even handles concepts like poverty and loneliness in its own comedic fashion. So even if this whole rich-poor concept doesn't interest you very much, the comedy of this show definitely will.